It may not come as a surprise to most of you that your boy is thick. It used to not always be that way. And I guess maybe 2020 got me feeling some type of way, but it's about to be a thick boy summer. Roll the intro.
I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back, tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something, that's why I ain't calling. Phone and progression, it's all that I wanted. The phone and affection, I summon and dub it. Cause I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the...
Welcome back to another episode of the Problems on Problems podcast. I am your host, Mike Santee, and yet somehow I still haven't figured out what height I want my microphone at, but that's okay. Because like I said in the, intro, your boy's thick. It's no surprise to anybody. If you've seen any pictures of me lately, we just packing on the pounds. And it used to not always be like that. You're talking to, what's up? A former college athlete. So stupid. But yeah, I used to play college soccer. Then I did some CrossFit afterwards to stay in shape kind of deal. And so, I mean, around the soccer days, I was anywhere from like 135 to 150, like between high school and the end of sophomore year of college. And a lot of that was healthy kind of muscle weight. Some of it wasn't too healthy, but you know, we get there, we move, we progress. Then around like the competitive CrossFit stage of life, I was more around like the 150 to 175, 180 range. And that was also another like 3 or 4 years where that was like a lot of good muscle. And then I got a corporate job. Then I moved away from the training and the sports life and traded that all in for more money and a desk. And I'm not entirely sure that was the best option for me. I mean, I'm not going to say no to more money, but in the sense that everything kind of quickly went downhill. It was just one of those things where, honestly, I just took for granted most of the things that were at my disposal when I was doing this whole training kind of lifestyle where, geez, gym membership was free or it was included or like they took it out of my pay, whatever it was. Like, it wasn't an upfront or it wasn't a cost that I had to think about. And then on top of that, I was constantly moving. So, I mean, gosh, running anywhere from 3 to 4 classes a day, but then also still going to school and walking across campus, coaching JV and varsity sports at a local high school at the time. And I was just always on my feet, always moving, doing the thing. And on top of that, I think what I started learning was that when you move to Charlotte, gym memberships are expensive. And I was not in I wasn't in a realm to go to a gym that I wanted to. So basically I could afford like a Planet Fitness or something like that, but you know the deal. So on top of that, I was already like struggling to try and like figure out where I was going to work. But honestly, I was just really shitty about balancing work and balancing working out. So it was just one of those things where, and I know, excuses. But yeah, the transition to the corporate world, the job that I was at, I knew I wasn't going to stay there for long. I mean, we could talk about that later, but I literally left that place 9 months after starting there. And it was just, honestly, it was for the best because I would leave. I was working like 55 hour weeks and this place was draining my soul and it was just not a good time, nor was it a good fit. Honestly, I just needed something to hold me over until I found a better career path. And so that happened. And I would leave that place all the time and just feel completely just drained, had no motivation to even want to go there. And I was showing up so early in the morning that unless I was going to be one of those 5 a.m.ers, you know, get after it, go do your thing, I wasn't going to do that. And so I wasn't working out. And I think I got pair both of those things with the fact that your boy was, how do we phrase this? Oh, I wasn't even doing I wasn't eating healthy. That's how we're going to phrase it. I was still maintaining the same bad eating habits that I had in college and in, I guess, post-college life and bringing them over into the corporate world and a more sedentary life. And so those 2 or 3 things all combined don't really make for the most fit person, for the fittest person. There we go. English. We're getting there. I'm telling you guys, every episode is better. It's not. But I say all that to say that through all those things, I got up as high as like 215-ish, 220. And I was just not happy. Like, it legitimately, there is some merit to that idea where I like let myself go. And I got comfortable, and I didn't really like it. It affected a lot of things. It affected my mentality. It affected my mood. It affected my confidence. Everything that you could think of, it just completely made all that stuff take a nosedive. And then life has this weird thing, or has a weird way of, I don't know, reminding you to tighten the fuck up, because I got divorced. And when I got divorced, I will say there was some of that motivation, that internal or that initial motivation that was like the fuck you motivation towards my ex-wife, and like the, ooh, next time she sees me, I'm going to be looking good kind of thing. And then eventually I just stopped caring about what she thought. So I just kept on working out, and I kind of transitioned that mindset into oh, hey, you need to look good so that you can get people, not get people. Jeez, that sounds awful. You need to look good so that you can attract people. See? Family friendly, kind of. But yeah, it's it just turned into this cycle of like, hey man, you're gonna work out, you're gonna do your thing. But also as a single male, it's really not that hard to just constantly work out, because you're not really doing much else. Like or at least I wasn't. I was literally just going to work, then I'd come home, I'd work out for hour and a half, kind of wrap some things up for the day, do some other, I guess, nothing really. I didn't have any like businesses or hobbies or anything like that. I was just basically working out. That was my hobby. And so all that kind of culminated in me being around, I dropped down to like 170. We'll say, 215 down to 170. And I was all right with that. I was looking good. I mean, it was a soft 170, so I'm not like the biggest fan of it. But, you know, we dropped some inches in my waist. We lost the pounds, and we were kind of living life, feeling good, looking good, getting new wardrobes, things like that. Then I met my now ex-girlfriend. I mean, she's been an ex-girlfriend for a while. Met a new girl. We started dating, and I guess you could say I put on the relationship weight. A couple happy relationship pounds, because if you don't know anything about me, Mike is how do I phrase this? Chef Boyardee Mike. That's what you guys can call me from now on. Please don't call me that. I legitimately will cook if I have someone to cook for or people to cook for. I'll cook full on meals, except I just have this problem where I'm not good at portion control. I'm awful at portion control. I don't know why. At least I was awful at portion control, because I would just want to eat everything there. And so I honestly would just I would cook more often, but then it also turned into this thing where almost every other night, my girlfriend at the time and I would just go out to get fast food or something like that, or go out to get something, even though we had already eaten. Or if there wasn't, if we didn't make anything for dinner, we'd immediately just go out to get something to eat. And that was just bad times. You're not supposed to do that. And so we jump back up in weight, and then life happened again. We broke up, and then surprisingly, I didn't get thinner. And I think this time was mainly because it was around the holidays. So I was going to get that little holiday bulk, if you want to call it that, but then add in the semi-depression of a breakup. And so, I mean, it got bad. And I think I got up to 225, which till this day is the heaviest I've ever been. And then throw in the breakup, holidays. And then a couple months after, we have a beautiful thing known as a global pandemic. And that just kind of set me off the rails until basically I started betting my way to become thinner. And then I got, we got we got down to about 180, I want to say. And I was feeling good. We're going to get to a hard 185. That's a weird way to say it, but a lean 185, not just you dropped weight 185. And I just I let myself go again around the holidays, and it's this weird thing where I realized that I was losing all this weight and getting in shape for reasons other than just for myself. Like I wasn't doing it for me. I was always doing it for either the attention of other people or like the attraction to other people, whatever that may be. And then I realized, hey man, you got to do it for yourself, because honestly, if we look at the stats, they're not that good. Your boy is 29 years old, staring down the barrel of 30, like definitely not in the best shape of my life, but also not in any kind of good shape. I just realized I was in this cycle again. And so sure enough, I decided, hey, let's change some stuff. Let's really figure out what the flip you're trying to do. I don't even know if I've cursed so far, but hey, let's keep it going. And so now here we are in this multi-part series in which you guys get to see me go from fat to fit, I guess. I don't even want to call it a series that. From thick to thick, thick with 3 C's to thick with 2 C's. I'd have to get new hoodies. We're just going to keep the 3 C's. But yeah, this idea of me doing the fitness. That's a wonderful sentence. We're going to do the fitness and see where it goes. Because if anything, you might be asking, what's different? And to that I say, I don't know. I really don't. I mean, I do. Everything's different. Who I am, how I feel, all that good stuff. All that stuff's different. But on top of that, I'm finally decided to stop being kind of lazy and start counting macros. For those of you that have been living under a rock for the last 20 years, macros are macronutrients, carbs, fats, proteins. You basically figure out how many your body is supposed to ingest to maintain its level of wherever it's at. Then you adjust accordingly to lose, gain, so on and so forth. So yeah, me being a nerd, for those of you that don't know, graduated with a bachelor's of science in kinesiology with a concentration in sports medicine. If you don't remember that, look up the degree debacle story. But yes, I'm big into science, or was big into science, and kind of it's easier for me to really just see the number on a screen or on a spreadsheet, whatever it is, and just quantify or quantitatively look at it and say, all right, that's the number I've ingested. This is the number I'm allowed to consume. If I've met that number, you're not going to eat anymore. And if you haven't met that number, cool, you get to eat some more. But yeah, so me being a nerd kind of expedited that process. But on top of that, I kind of decided not to just pile everything on at once. So for the last, I would say for the last like 2 or 3 months, I've been at least consistently getting into the habit of working out, to the point now where I'm working out anywhere from 4 to 5 times a week, doing that thing, taking a couple rest days here and there, as long as they're not consecutive. And so I thought, hey, you've got the workout thing in place. Let's add on the eating part. So let's figure that out. And here we are, trying to get skinny. Not skinny, trying to get lean, because I'm always going to be thick and I'm okay with that. But let's do like a hard thick. That sounds weird. I apologize already off the bat. Please. Oh, this is how I get canceled. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how fit thick boy Mike gets, because worst case scenario, it's still going to be a thick boy summer. It's just a matter of if that thick boy has abs or if he's got a gut. So follow me on this journey, I guess. And we'll kind of go from there. But with that, we'll take a break, do the wrap up, kill it like we always do, and send you guys off on a good weekend, because it is Easter weekend. Jeez, I forgot to talk. I mean, literally, Jesus, my bad. But yeah, Easter weekend. Let's take a break. Let's do the wrap up, and we'll get you guys out of here.
P.O.P.
And we're back. So we'll start off with a quick, brief announcement. I'll tell you guys at the end of the show again, just to, I don't know, flood your eardrums and eye holes with this. But your boy's on Spotify. If you haven't seen it on the story or anything like that, finally got the approval from Spotify. Apple, I'm looking at you. You guys are being real motherfuckers when it comes to this approval process. The last time I did this with a different podcast, it was super easy. So what's the deal now? Calling you out? Who knows? You'll probably never see this. But your boy is on Spotify. At least episode 1 is. We're going to work on getting way more episodes uploaded, so that way we're kind of current with past episodes and episodes that we're putting out now. But at least if you wanted to find another medium where you didn't have to stare at my face and just hear this podcast voice, I know who you are. You guys are still creepy. What up, baby? Make sure you go follow the podcast on Spotify. You can look up Problems on Problems, and if I'm still too new for that, just look up Mike Santi, and I'm like the 3rd option there. But yeah, we're on Spotify. We're doing bits, which brings us to the great debate. Last week, I'm not going to lie, this one was a controversial one. And by controversial, it wasn't that controversial. I just got a strong opinion about some of you guys. But last week we asked you, toilet paper, over or under? And 80% of you, the sane people in my followers, picked over. And now, disclosure. I could understand if you picked under for really one reason, and that's if you have pets or cats, because I'm fully aware that leaving the toilet paper under makes it a little bit more difficult for them to just wreak havoc with the toilet paper. That's fine and dandy. I get that. For the 20% of you that voted for under, I have one question for you. Where are the bodies? Where are you hiding the bodies? Because you know who likes their toilet paper under? People like Jeffrey Dahmer, the Night Stalker. People like that. They keep their stuff under. I don't actually know if that's factual, but I'm going to say that, yeah, if you prefer your toilet paper under, you might be a serial killer. And if you got a problem with that, come at me in the comments. I also didn't like how that sounded, but we're going to keep moving. This week, I've been seeing this one going around on TikTok and Instagram, so I thought what better time to ask you guys than now, and that is hot dogs. Are they sandwiches or tacos? And I know we've talked about this before in the sense that is a hot dog a sandwich, and y'all had a lot to say about that, but now we're just going to make it more difficult for you. Is a hot dog a sandwich or a taco? And for those of you guys that are like, oh, it's neither, I'm not going to vote, go ahead, make my day. I don't care. What are you going to do? Abstain from voting on a fake hypothetical poll because it's too much of a real life situation for you? It's a hot dog, okay? Answer the question, play along, let's have fun. But yeah, is a hot dog a sandwich or a taco? And for the longest time, I thought it was a sandwich. That's not true. Not like I thought it was a sandwich, more like I can't deny the facts. But let me know on the polls, let me know in the comments, whatever you guys think. And with that, we move over to the last part of the show, our little Friday follows. The first place that we're going to shout out this week is 212 Meal Prep. So these guys are, honestly, if you look at their menu at all, you already know what's gonna go down. But 212 Meal Prep is the Carolina's #1 meal prep service. You can find them on Instagram at 212 Meal Prep. They send out menus. Not menus. They put out menus every week. You have till Thursday to order. Pick up your food on Sunday or Monday, and you're Gucci. They got them all for you. They got the macros broken down. Free promo, honestly, at this point, because like they're doing bits. They're dope. But yeah, make sure you go follow at 212 Meal Prep. And the next person, a fitness trainer, a fitness coach, a all-around motivational guy, is Barta Fitness. Andrew's been doing all the bits when it comes to training, posting, getting back on it. He is a great story of what it's like to get back on that train and to keep on going. So make sure you go follow him at Barta Fitness on Instagram. And with that, guys, we're done. So per usual, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Also, don't forget to follow me on Spotify, because we're on there now. We're legit. We're official. We're a podcast and things. But on top of that, make sure you go follow at Problems on Problems Podcast on Instagram, at Problems_pod on Twitter, and like always, follow your boy Mike Santy 18 on all social media. And like I always say, guys, if it's not a good time, hope it's a good story. And I will see you guys next week.